What's up, y'all? It's your boy Fate. We're back with another one. Today's a special day. I got a whole baby. You know what that means? I got 9 months clean and sober. Very proud of that. Some people don't even make it 9 minutes. Say that saying is some of us got to die, so some of us make it out. Thoughts and prayers to all the ones that didn't make it, families that through that. But not only do I have a whole baby today is also 9/11. Pay respects to that. For that, we're gonna we never forget 9/11 and going through Russia's Cold War. I'm not going to speak to. They don't know much about. Hated in the field. I kind of know what's going on in the world. Got people in Gaza, Lebanon. Nobody really seems to know started what. Got left and right, good versus evil. Never-ending battle thing or religious thing of life. I'm not here for all that. Oh, it's scary. Who knows what's gonna happen? Honestly, be anything. Um, but like I said, I've got 9 months sober today, which I'm proud of that. It's been a hell of a ride. I all star chess athlete, baseball. Not a lot of people know that. Been all over the East Coast, man. Got to travel a lot, as much as I wanted to. Drugs did that to me. Um, got involved in a real toxic relationship. One of those things, I would have done anything for, except for what was best for me and her. Ultimately, did her thing. Not going to speak too much. Point, it's irrelevant, unfortunately. Um, but so she chose to do her thing. Fine. I hope the best for her today. I hope she's happy. I hope she's clean. I hope she's sober as well. But it put a lot of stress on me, my family. Granted, I did do a lot of bad things in that relationship too. But I ultimately couldn't control my own problem. It ultimately led me to crack pretty bad and down a really dark path. I was already having a lot of problems with drugs and alcohol prior to her. I don't blame her on that by any means. And if one day she sees this video, I hope she knows I don't blame my problems on her because I went into that relationship with my problems that I had never dealt with. So after everything was, said and done, uh, things had to be done for the greater good of our family, without her there. I had to make some sacrifices to try to get by. Ultimately, everything was good for a little bit. Stress and anxiety and depression pretty much copped out, and I did what I did best, and that was cause myself a lot of self pain and self harm and go down that dark path again with drugs. One of my favorite artists is Juice World, so I did isolate myself, listen to Juice World, and want to be exactly like him, famous and eat all these pills, and fortunately, take my own life, which is ideal. I've got kids and I did some bad things, so I would sit in the basement and isolate and just Fortunately, like I said, I ended up getting too strung out and just falling deeper and deeper in that rabbit hole and never coming back out. So that started affecting a lot of people. A lot of people really cared about me, and I'm really grateful that they were there when they were there because we having this conversation today. But unfortunately, they did what they had to do to protect everybody that was involved. And parting ways, I'm still trying to get my life back together. Drugs took me to a really dark place, and I just want to say to anybody out there, man, your mental health is very important. Not only to me, a lot of people around you, and you might not realize that today. If you die, you're never gonna not gonna ultimately realize that. So I hope the best, and I hope you see it through all your dark times, because I know the pain, I know the struggle. Um, Very gruesome battle, very hard emotionally. I went through a lot of things. A lot of people go through a lot of things. Mine might not be worse than the next guy. It might be worse than the next guy. I'm not trying to, brag or, put the next guy down. Everybody's story is different. Pain is pain, no matter how you look at it. When you hurt and you feel destroyed and broken, and sometimes you just resort to things that tend to lead to severe negative consequences without actually thinking about doing to everybody around you. I used to live by this saying, well, not really. It took me to get sober to realize it. When I was in my madness, I always thought I was happy, but obviously it was the drugs and the alcohol that gave me this false sense of happiness. Well, then I got happy, or then I got sober, and I realized that still miserable right now. But now I realize that I'm sober and happy. Sometimes that's the demons talking to you. I would rather be on the drugs and alcohol and at least think I'm happy or pretend I'm happy than to be sober and realize that I'm not happy at all. That's a scary truth. But I promise you, man, once you get past all your demons and you get clean and sober, good things will happen. I never thought I'd be where I'm at today. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm alive. I'm healthy. The last 10 months of my life have been real hard. A lot of that is because of my own doing. I wasn't there for anybody except for myself. I was real selfish. I still went to work every day. I worked 50 hours a week. Other than that, I was a selfish piece of shit. I didn't care about anything other than sitting around isolating and doing drugs, getting drunk. But we had those things like me and my ex, man. Still love her to death. I hope the best for her, and it's hard to say that because there's so much tension between. I don't think I'll ever fully forgive her, but or maybe I will, but I won't ever forget what happened. And I did have a huge part to play in that role, strung out a lot myself and doing really really vile things. Some other stuff's uncalled for, but I'm here today, and I'm real proud. What she drug me through, what I drug her through, is real toxic, but and we can't get over it. 9 months is a long time. I had 7 months of help. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not gonna say too much other than I'm truly grateful to be sitting here in front of a PC talking, being able to game, being able to spend time with family, living life now, trying to get back on my feet. That's the hard part. Sometimes you isolate in your head, want to go back, but I can promise you it's not worth it. Really not, because I have those thoughts too, and I think about all the stuff that I did to her, I did in the madness, or vice versa. All that's in the past, and that seems to be our biggest dilemma: is we live in the past and we can never get over it. We got to start living for today, quit worrying about what happened yesterday. That is, sweep that shit under the rug. It's done for. You're not gonna get that time back. So what you need to do now is just open it up and start trudging forward. Take it one day at a time. pretty much. But I am grateful, unfortunately, well, and it's not really unfortunate. I get choked up, this is the first time I've done something like this. Um, I am grateful I met my ex, met her while I lived in Florida. Then we ultimately moved to New York. I don't have any family up there. After everything was said and done, I eventually came back to Kentucky, where I'm from, born and raised. I haven't talked to her in months. I try to stay off of social media for the most part. I do have like gaming YouTube relevant, you have some try to stay off as especially if you're anything like me. So there's there's that, but I do want to say thanks to her. She did do a lot of good for me. I don't know if I did anything good to her for her. We always had that time together, about 8 years, 9 years. It doesn't really matter how it ended anymore to me. It's unfortunate. It still hurts. Still weighs heavy on my heart more than just us involved. It wasn't right for either one, not only to each. Like I said, that's all swept under the rug. I'm willing to look past it. I want her to get her life together. Drugs will definitely it'll destroy your family. It'll do it real quick. Think everything's fun and games. You're just it's just occasion gatherings, whatever. Thing you're a street farm assistant in house. Mixing this and this and this on top of this, that, and next thing you know, you're blacked out for time. You can't really remember. Um, Running from the cops, getting swatted. I've had that happen. You know, um, it's it's a negative lifestyle to live. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing really worth glorifying. Same with the whole gang ideology that I used to worship gang growing up. Nothing really cool about being a drug addict or a gang banger. I mean, I guess 12-year-old it sounds 35, everything more than twice, 3 times. You don't even lose it. You give the shit away. That's that's when you start to look at shit. Oh, yeah, nothing really cool. Is it cool to smoke pot? I don't really care. See anything wrong? Mushrooms. I don't really see anything wrong with that either. Getting drunk. I mean, whatever. If that's your vice, go for it. I'm at this point in my life. I have to stay away from alcohol. Hey, maybe I don't know, but until we get to that bridge, that's a whole nother topic. As for right now, I want to stay, sober. Splurge on coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I love it, but I feel good. I'm grateful. For everything that has happened. Mental health awareness is definitely very important to me. I'm here for anybody else's mental health. Anybody that wants to talk. My door's open all the time for stuff like this. I know it's hard. I've been depressed. I've been suicidal. I've been there. Street pharmacist trying to mix this and that together to see what it's going to take where I don't have to wait. I just wanted to give an update on my life. Everything's good today. I might do more stuff like this on this channel. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know. Kind of nerve wracking. I've noticed the more you put out there on the internet, whatever, some people aren't very forgiving. A lot of people are very judgmental, hold stuff against you, where it should be a world where we should be able to all come together, support each other, trying to do the next best thing and not trying to be looked down upon, frowned upon, judged. Obviously people are going to judge me. I can't control how they feel or think towards me. I can do my reaction. Not every action deserves a reaction. Sometimes you might not get anything from me. It's taken me a long time to learn that. I just wish sometimes people could be more open and forgiving and caring, and especially in this world, it's a very scary and dark place sometimes, and that's what leads people, at least like me, down these dark paths of seems like no hope or recovery. With that being said, though, I do have a couple fun that I thought we could watch together. Cheer up the limelight. This is a little TikTok video that I found. Frank doing some rapping. I think his name's Frank. Let me switch it over. Thanks for listening, y'all. It's gonna be me as a grandpa. Look at the dude's name is Holla If You Swallow. And then you got this one. I haven't seen this yet. I kind of want to see what this shit's about. It looked pretty promising. We'll find out together. Two men were found recording rap music in a Dunkin' Donuts bathroom. What the? Frank 75 and Mari 92. What is this? But not before a six-track EP. Ain't no way. What the hell? It's in New York too. I recognize the plates. That's a recent one too. George Foreman, his life's boring. Did he just say his wife's boring? That Patron, yeah, my wife's pouring. Pretty women in my phone, cause I'm quite gorgeous. Damn. I got a pretty face, but I still take your things from your living space. Ooh, okay. But I still smack your face with a dinner plate. Yeah, they ballin'. And they got the Hennessy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. They got the cross joints. It's legal to smoke weed in New York too. Ain't no way. Man, I've been to San Fran, Detroit. When I did live in New York, man, I'm not gonna lie, New York you wouldn't think, but New York got some pretty good dispensaries, man. It ain't nothing like San Francisco, but New York, man. Say hello to your mother for me. Dodge the last charge, but I got another on me. And keep my name out your damn mouth. Drop the kids at the pool at the clam house. Damn. I stop you like a cigarette. Never had a day job, but I got a bigger check. Dripping wet chain like a fishing net. Do a little dance in the rain with pirouette. Posted in the corner store, hot soup. Hit you with the later, what you running for? Blue lights wildin', who do you think they coming for? I'm down to do a couple years if it's popping off. Slap you down like a pepper steak. Leave you laying in the gutter, let you marinate. Yeah, he gonna let you marinate. Ain't no way. That's golden. I like that, man. But yeah, dude, it's good to go out with a laugh. Good to be able to laugh today. Just know, man, anything that you're going through today, this too shall pass and everything will get better, man. I promise you, man. Just keep your head up. Pray if you got to. Do what you got to, man. It'll pass. I promise. Much love. Later.